thought she was.
No. I'm entering the topic when you get to it. But you're
Hey y'all.
It is my week.
It's your week.
Okay.
What show we on? Episode 4?
It don't even matter. Though.
Okay. Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Understanding People. I'm PJ. We have
Jessica.
Dina.
Malik.
and that's Drake. That's Drake.
Drake coming upstairs.
We also have Naj, our cameraman / other host / boss / manager. You want to say something, Naj?
Yo.
That's it.
And we're missing one. Leanna.
Oh, we're missing Leanna today. For some reason, she had something more important to do than our show.
Air quotes? That was a little shade.
I ain't feeling that.
Got dark in here.
Little air quotes. That's what the air quotes are. Oh, shade.
This is business. Anywho.
I feel like editing today. This is
How you guys doing today?
be good. How you feeling?
How are you feeling?
I'm a little wavy, you know what I mean? I'm still along the ropes. How about you?
Still a shimmy.
I'm good. So,
Heard the
we
wave.
gonna make it through, baby.
We gonna make it.
I'm okay today too,
How
man.
was the weekend?
Not bad.
Not bad. What you guys do?
I hung out with my family yesterday. I got tomorrow and the next day off because
What's the name of the holiday, Ron?
Rosh Hashanah. Shout out to Rosh Hashanah because I got a 4-day weekend, so I had to catch up on work.
That's how it always is. How about you, Jess?
Working.
That's it?
Yeah. Bookings. Trying to stay booked and busy.
And it was cool.
Booked and busy.
Best makeup
And
artist in the
unbothered.
game right now. Better
That's
start
it, yeah.
throwing it out
Booked,
there.
busy, and
And unbothered.
Yeah.
That's important.
I like that.
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Book, busy, and unbothered.
Copyright. I'm
Look
gonna
at
put
you.
copyright on that. You look at me so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna credit you.
Oh, okay.
Like they got it against the money.
Help me come up with
You can put
it.
that on the Dino wall. On the Dino wall.
Right.
Yeah, fact.
I found out I had a Dino wall today too.
That's your high of the week?
One in my room,
Oh, yeah. She drew like 2 pictures.
one, and then bought me one. Yeah, it was crazy.
Picasso.
That's love right there. I ain't getting no pictures for the crib yet. What's going on?
You're not wrong, but like, it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah. We gonna get back to
It'll get
that.
there one day.
I'm a housewarming person. Like I will show up with a gift. So yeah, I got you.
Next week. Yeah, man, let's not play around. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I worked today a lot, and then yesterday I kind of took off, but did homework and did some wild, crazy shit.
What's wild and crazy if you don't
I
mind?
submitted it, and I got the tutor plug who helped me with it, and I submitted it before having her check it. It was a lot, but it's okay though. We here, and it was only homework number 3. It's like 12 of them, so we good.
What's that, like the 4th?
I'm not good with fractions. That's what I'm sure.
Yeah, because like 3 times 4 is 12, so that would be 1/4 of your work. I'm not a math person though. Yeah.
Let's just hope that you don't get halfway and you still kind of,
Yeah.
not.
I'm gonna put it together though. Let's go to the highs and lows, man. Y'all stressing me out about this test.
I can't count.
So, what was you guys low for the week?
I actually didn't have to go this week.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
good.
First week in a while.
No.
Sturdy.
No lows.
No, yeah, I got sick again. I don't know. My health has just been like attacking my body. I gotta get it together. Been catching a cold left and right, so I'm gonna work on that.
I hope you do feel better.
Thank you.
ASAP.
Thank you.
Real. What about you, Malik?
I was gonna say I hope you feel better too. You feel better. But yeah, I got my phone this week. Cracked my screen. That's gonna be like a running joke the whole episode. But yeah, I cracked
JP's
my...
late, y'all. Just in case you needed to know.
Yeah, I just...
PJ.
Gotta be
Wait, I'm dyslexic. Deborah, I'm dyslexic, so let's not come at me for that. You know?
Paulie.
Right.
Paulie.
It's been
Maybe
switching.
everybody else lit. Yeah, I'm rolling about it.
Okay, so my low is I cracked my phone, guys. I'm really sad about it. And yeah, that was it. Like, face plant. But it's cool though. I handled it like a player.
I think I'm gonna have to come back to my low. I don't know what my low of the week is.
I mean,
I think I got an idea, but I'm not sure if that was the lowest. Low.
Ironically, your low is your high moment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Open your mind.
I saw him do that.
I'm never alone.
If I'm laughing all show, I apologize ahead of time. These are some funny people that I'm working with. They all have a beautiful sense of humor, and they all attacking me today.
It's only right.
So it's right there.
So what about our highs for the week? Let's go to our
How you
highs.
gonna skip my man?
Oh, Naj, what's your low for the week? I apologize.
Nothing in particular. You know, same as two of y'all. Can't really think of anything.
Yeah, I gotta see the way he's
Chips right
like
now.
the way he's eating the chips behind it. His life is good for real.
Yeah. What's the low when you got Pringles?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So our highs. Yeah, everyone started laughing at me. I'm gonna talk to myself.
Yo, I've never seen anybody drink Arizona with a
Been
straw.
doing that all weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You and the lights.
The light.
Ooh.
The light.
Just say, let there be light, man. I'm satisfied with
We
life.
talked to. Okay.
So my high this week, I'll start it. I built a strong connection with my mom this weekend.
That's what's up.
And I've been waiting on this for a long time. Me and my mom had the chance to sit down and discuss and iron out some issues we may have had against each other, and I think we're in a better place.
Doesn't matter if it was coherent or not. It happened.
It happened.
It
That's all that
happened.
matters.
That's all that matters.
You know why that show's important though? Because like if you go back 2 episodes ago, you mentioned the mom thing.
Yeah.
And then now you
It happened so
you
fast.
growing.
Growth.
You
Yeah.
growing.
But I thank
Growth.
you guys for you guys tell me your life stories and everything. It all relates. It all comes together. You guys are a big motivation, so I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, we appreciate you as well.
Anybody else want to say hi?
Go ahead. Be in order.
Hi, I worked on a pretty big campaign this week. I can't say who it's by, but that's
Stay tuned.
leading to
Stay tuned.
other advancements in the career. So
like, when you get
we're
on-
a path.
When you get on, you're gonna like
Yeah.
remember the like us.
Oh yeah, I want to bring a collective with me.
And
I
the
don't want
couch.
just like
you
not the
know,
couch.
all the-
Yeah.
the people
Right, the
on the
people on the
couch.
couch, yeah.
Sorry,
Not the couch is over.
Sorry, couch.
Not the couch.
We're gonna get a new couch in the next budget. In the next
Said that a
budget.
little bit too fast.
Right? Like the couch hurt you. Like,
Is it fine?
it got character. You got character. You're right. You're right.
Let's just know who
It's
you
a
are.
job. That, right.
There you go.
We
Right.
bought it from a lady, but it's alright.
Yeah.
I sat on this couch maybe like 10 times in my whole job.
11
Yeah.
today.
11 and a half.
And a half.
Couch I sat on the floor at the beginning.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
My high this week, it was related to my parents because it was my mom's birthday on Wednesday and I got like one-on-one time with my dad. So like I had a fair amount of like equal distribution of spending time with both of my parents. That never happens. So shout out to my parents. And especially after we were talking about like where you get shit from your parents.
Yeah.
And like chilling with your parents is like funny because you really like watch it unfold in front of you and you're like,
That's me.
this is why I'm like
That's what I
this.
got. That's why I'm. Yeah, it's crazy.
Your parents ever come at you and it's like, you're me, I am you. Like, why are you coming at me? Like, your turn.
My high for the week is I made an adult decision this week. So I had class on Thursday at 10 a.m. and he get mad with me late. So I came into class, I'm ordering a pair of sneakers, new Air Maxes come out. He like, yo, you good? So I ordered them. I go into class, I sit there, and then I come out and I'm like, yo, I could use $200 for something else. I call Nike like, yo, my son, he ordered these shoes with my credit card.
A whole child.
Please,
Whole
I hate it. Can you cancel my order? And they canceled my order. I went into like a fake panic and then they canceled me.
So you lying about having a child as an adult?
I'm just saying.
Just cancel the order and said, I don't
No,
want it
I
anymore.
took- They said I took, because so what happened is you could automatically cancel it and just press a number and it was like, it took too long. So I was like, let me talk to somebody. And then I used to talk to AT&T and I used to know that if it's considered like theft, they'll cancel it. Like they won't even go through the trouble. So
I don't know if you want
No,
to
no,
put
I just
that.
want to know where was the adult decision? That's all.
I saved the $200.
Oh, okay.
I said I could use that for something else.
Oh,
Did you use it for something else?
Yeah, I actually took my mother to eat at our favorite restaurant. We always go to this like little slick spot, and we've been there going there since I was like 8. and I've never paid.
You just never thought about
For
your
the
co-host?
first time,
Your co-host now.
I was just like, I got it, Mom.
That's nice.
Facts.
And we didn't come in that mindset of thought.
No,
I called you,
yeah.
but you was busy.
Oh, but he called you though.
We was
I
just
forgot
like
everything.
another voyage.
It's cool. It's cool.
We didn't want to eat nothing.
We was booked and busy over here. It's
That's-
fine.
that's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah,
We're not hungry. It's fine.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
you parent teacher with your mom and all that. I couldn't do nothing. Nah, that was your hot man. Forget all that.
Yeah.
Mine, coming to film with y'all.
And these Pringles. Shout out to
Yeah,
Pringles.
that's nice, Naj.
Yeah, you sure know how to make us feel better.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you, Naj.
I mean, I don't know what I can do for you right now.
That the light isn't doing for him. You feel me?
I just want to say one thing before we start. We almost wasn't here today because of PJ, and that's it. What's next?
I'm gonna just
Darker
move
here? It's a
on.
little shady.
Yeah.
No shady.
It's cool.
We put it together though.
We made it happen. And that's why we're gonna skip right into today's topic. Jess, you wanna lead us off today?
Alright, y'all good?
You good.
Y'all good?
So
So
We just understanding people out here. Trying to.
I ain't got no comebacks today.
she moved a little slow.
It's
Moving a little
It's
slow.
gonna come out later, so it's gonna be good.
You're gonna be home like, I knew what I should have said.
in the shower like, fuck.
Next week I got his ass.
Next week I am on your ass. Now, Pause.
Nobody was there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That did
yeah.
not qualify for a pause.
Yeah.
You got a point.
Yeah, it's okay.
Now you made it a pause at the moment.
I'm just somewhere else.
So you wanna introduce the topic?
Anyway,
Yeah,
alright.
thank you.
So we're going to discuss what's called the 5 love languages. And last week, after we closed, I brought up that everyone should find their 5 love languages to kind of better understand themselves and their partners, because we're having a heated discussion about said topic,
As always.
as always. So basically, it was this Dr. Gary Chapman that was a counselor for marriage about 25 years, and he was realizing that all married couples would debate with each other and say, I don't think this person loves me because they don't do X, Y, Z, not knowing they weren't expressing this to their partner. So he kind of deduced the 5 top reasons why people don't feel that they are compatible or they are in love with each other to be able to help other relationships kind of succeed. So they're quality time, physical touch, acts of service, gifts, and words of affirmation. There you go. And we all did our tests, so we can all share our
Results.
5 love language results. Go ahead, PJ. What you
I
got?
guess I'll start it. I came with number 1 with physical touch. I had 8 points on that. Yes, I love touching my woman. And I love it when she touches me back. I ain't ashamed
You go
about
through
it.
this voice? Who you channeling right now?
No, it's something about affection. With me,
Yeah.
I love the hand-on feel. It ain't got to be too sexual, you know what I mean? I ain't mean you got to go that far. But I
Yeah, it
do
doesn't
love...
just encompass sexual.
Yeah, exactly. What she said. But no, so personal touch. My second came in with quality time, which is also 8. I love spending time with the person that I adore, the person that I am with. I love just having them around. Third, I had acts of service. I guess you can include that with surprising them, gifts and everything, all of that in one. Fourth, I came in with words of affirmation. I do need to get better at that, I would say, as far as expressing myself, as far as letting her know how beautiful she is on the regular. Sometimes I get comfortable with thinking just because I'm with you, you should automatically know. And that may never be the case. Some people need to actually hear it.
Do you like words said to you?
That's for you.
Yeah, that's saying.
That means you don't really care for words of affirmation as
Oh,
much. You
yes.
care for more of the physical versus the verbal. Where
That's-
she did her test.
That's
so
what
she
we
probably
hear.
cared for more of the verbal.
Yeah,
So
true.
you have to do it for her, but for you, she doesn't have to necessarily do it.
See, that's why you need them around. Correct you when you're wrong. And my last one is receiving gifts. I don't really care for that too much.
How many points you got on that?
2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's same.
Yeah.
I got 2 also.
So you next.
So quality. Oh, that's the base one.
I know.
I got 1 now for receiving gifts. So words of affirmation is bigger and important to me, followed by physical touch and quality time, being with the person, hugging, hand holding. That's all important to me. and then receiving gifts is last because I don't necessarily care for that. It's nice on occasion, but I prefer to have the moments that are more sentimental to me versus the actual like, here's a pair of earrings, here's a pair of shoes. It's nice on occasion for a birthday or something, but you could only buy somebody so much before they're like, all right, I'm over this. So I don't really care for that.
Facts. So I got 10 for words of affirmation. I'm very communicative, and I like when people tell me things. And I think I've like reflected on why, because I like to like hold people to their word. Because I know when I say something, I meant it, and I wouldn't say it unless I meant it. So like if somebody says something to me, I hold it just as hard as if I said it.
Yeah.
Even though that's not always the case. Some people just talk to talk. But that's why I think when people tell me things like, I need to follow up with the, like say and then do and have it match up. But words of affirmation was 10. Quality time was 8. Cause ain't no point of talking to me all the time if I can't see you. Like, I don't see the point of that. 6, acts of service. Yeah, cause what are you doing talking to me all day and I can't see you for like 3 weeks?
I'm getting to know you.
Yeah, right?
So I have to get away from my wife and kids.
Right. Right? Like, I got a whole wife and kids. How do you think I'm gonna come see you? Yeah, right? That'd be the case though. We'll get into that another time. Yeah, facts. Had a whole baby moms and everything and was like, yeah, had a whole second child with the baby moms and said if I didn't stop talking to him, he wouldn't have a baby with her. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Anyway, 3 for physical touch. Cause yeah, we unpacked a lot.
I was just in a joke.
Yeah, no. People really be on some. I can't see you because they have a whole baby moms and a whole kid that like
In the house.
Yeah,
With the texting 8 o'clock talking about you the last person on there. But they go to sleep.
The last person on their mind. They're falling asleep with their baby on their head though, right? The last person on my mind. And 3 for receiving gifts. But I like giving gifts. But like receiving gifts I don't really care for because like talk to me nice.
So I got my first 3 are all 7s. So I got a 7 for acts of service. And the way they positioned it in the test was like, if you have a lot going on, do you want your partner to just take something off your workload? So I think that's what it meant. So that's me kind of, because I'm not really with you buying me stuff, but it's like, if you see my laundry's full and you see me doing homework and you're here for 6 hours, you could ask, it's like there. But
What, to help you with your homework?
No, he said
To do his laundry while
not the homework.
The laundry.
No, vice versa. If you want to do the homework, I can do the laundry. There's a lot going on. You can help me. Acts of service. Sorry. It's not like you gotta take it nowhere. It's downstairs. So, physical touch is also 7. I'm a cuddle monster and shit. Like I'll be like biting the face and all that. Yeah.
How do you do that?
I'll be licking people's face and biting.
Oh.
Yeah, playing around. I'm like a little kid. Yeah, I'm like,
people's face.
yeah, like, babe, a little tap. It's weird. All right.
He does the boop.
Yeah, just like that.
How you baby father feel about that?
You know wrong with that?
I forgot all about the baby father.
I'm taking offense to that. Yes, I don't care how I feel about that. I feel away. So another 7, my third 7 is quality time. Yeah, I like to hang out with the person I love.
Really?
People I love.
Really?
Receiving gifts.
No more locked doors. Gracias.
Oh, we taking it there.
Yo, what?
On the next episode.
See, that's the comeback.
That was from the
Yeah, the delayed response.
It's coming back.
So-
Yeah, good job, PJ.
I got 5 points for receiving gifts. I like people to, buy me stuff here and there. But it's not really important. It's like 4th on the list. And then lastly, words of affirmation, because people be lying. And you be kicking game, and I know that shit is game, because I be kicking game, so I don't really want to hear that shit.
That's why.
Yeah, subconsciously I know it's me kicking
Isn't
game
it funny
myself.
though, the way I look at it is, and the way he I'm real serious about what I say, so I like hold people to that same standard, and then it's like
I be talking shit, so
and I be talking shit too, but like I don't like talk. I don't talk to people, so when I do decide to talk to them, I'm not talking shit to them. That's the difference.
It's weird. So check this out, right? Like words of affirmation. So like not the other day, but like let's say a couple months ago, right? I was chilling with somebody, and like playing around like, yeah, I love you, peace.
That's
She's
not
like,
nothing
you
to play
love
with.
me.
That's nothing to play with.
And I was like,
I can't
as
put
a
that.
person, if something were to happen to you, I would feel fucked up. Like, I love you, like, as a person. Like, you cool peoples. Not I'm in love with you, but I guess that's like,
different.
It's
That's
two different ways,
different.
yeah.
But how do you express the she like jumped down my throat. She was like, what you mean, love me?
I differentiated it the other day.
No. You don't even say it. How would you think I love you? Like,
Nah, yeah, I was able to differentiate that the other day. Cause like being in love with somebody and loving somebody, like I caught myself like having love for somebody that was like, damn, like I could honestly say, yo, I got love for this person, and I think that's in the way that you meant it, but it doesn't mean like, oh, being in love with them is like, whoa, but like, yo, I got love for you. I would hope so if I'm here, like
exactly.
There's different types of love. Like in psychology, there are actually different levels of it. So there's the love that you have for your partner, there's the love you have for your parents, there's the love you have for extended family, and the love for friends. So there's different, like it goes to Eros and different like mythological names for each one. So you can kind of categorize the people you have love for. So that's why I say you can have love for multiple, but that in love with is reserved for.
I don't think I ever said that.
Yeah.
well, I'm in love with you.
I'm in love. I don't think I ever said that.
I don't think I ever said that either.
I don't think people say in love. You say I love you.
I don't think I've ever.
But the
Been in love?
Yeah, we'll talk about another episode.
Oh, that's a
we got places to go.
another.
Right.
Tell me.
Listen,
Anybody got a key to the door?
Oh, oh.
Never mind.
Okay.
All tea in the
yo,
world.
nah, I don't get it, but maybe because it's about me.
Oh yes, it definitely is.
Yeah, I'm like,
Just unlock the door and let people out.
Someone we've never seen before.
Okay.
Anywho,
Right.
do you guys agree with the results that the results that you have?
I agree 100%.
How does it affect your relationship?
Yo, how we keep skipping Hodge though?
I'm not on camera. I get it.
Nah, but he remember Leander though. It's alright though.
Yeah,
It's alright though.
but I can't just read it. I'm not gonna.
Okay. So Bay's love language.
That's on the shoulders. It was like
Energy.
So quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and physical touch are all basically grouped in like a 2 for 2, and then gifts is last for him, which I
you agree?
understand.
100%?
Yeah. I already after taking this test, I told him to take it because I knew reading it and understanding mine, I was better able to understand his.
Gotcha.
I
Don't
came more
get me
for
wrong.
words.
I like nice shit.
No.
That's just cool.
Understand? So everybody likes nice shit, but you would rather me spend time with you than buy you something that just came out. Hey, don't front for the camera.
How about you buy me something nice and then come hang out with me? It sounds about right.
Bring it. Bring it on the way.
Right. And then
It don't
just leave
necessarily
after you give it to
Right.
me.
It don't gotta be one or the other. You know, you can bring it in. We
No,
can
I'm
still
saying
hang out.
the level of it. It's like gifts is down here, but you do prefer more of the time versus I prefer more of the actual words.
I call it
So-
retest.
No. He's just playing for the camera.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on it.
You're playing behind the camera.
So you want to answer your own question? You want to be the first to answer your own question, how it affects your relationships?
It affects my relationship in a weird way because her results is like total opposite of mine. But I think that's what. You ever heard of the saying like
Opposites attract.
that too, or being so not compatible that you are compatible? It's like, you know what I mean? We're so totally different that we make up for each other.
Because you usually like butt heads with the people you're the most alike.
Yeah.
Because you feel like I'm that person and they feel like that. So.
Exactly. Like I'm more of a physical touch type person, but she'd rather talk. Like that's her best way of communicating. She'd rather that mental stimulation, and whereas I'm just so infatuated with her.
Hold me.
You know what I mean? I like to be held. Like I'm kind of like
You the little spoon or the big spoon?
Huh.
I do little spoon. I don't play that.
Oh, you a little small?
Yeah, throw your leg over me. I'm good. That time.
I didn't even know what that meant.
Are you
How you cuddle?
Yeah, are you behind her cuddling or is she behind you?
Oh no, she threw the leg over me and her head on my chest. You know, I like to feel.
No, that's different.
Oh, you like pocking the tub?
Yeah.
Your chest poking out.
Gold chain. Magazine.
Why ask the brother you like pot in the tub? I'm so yeah. We're learning a lot about each other today. Not judging you, kind of, sort of. Anyway.
But it affects my relationship in a wonderful way.
Okay.
I definitely agree with my results. How about you guys?
Oh yeah, because I'm one who I love to say I love you to the people that I actually love. I can't say to somebody that I don't. Because that word has too much weight to me, especially growing up. You would only say it to people that you actually have that or express that feeling towards.
Mm-hmm.
So with Bay, he doesn't necessarily say that as much as I do.
Does that bother you?
No, after taking the test, no.
Oh, okay.
Before it did, because I was like, why can you not? Like he
Express
says it,
yourself,
but
yeah.
not as much as I do, and I need to hear it. Which is why words and physical touch were head in head.
Question: Did he show it more than he said it?
Which is why his love language is quality time and like physical touch.
Okay.
Because he shows it where I show it, but I have to say it.
So-
Because I need you to know that this is what it is. Where he'll show it in his actions.
And
For years,
but
he's
you
shown
still
his
need
action.
to hear it.
I still
though.
need to see it on
Facts.
evidence. But
Yeah.
which is why he kind of flips the script and he'll say it when I need to hear it the most and not like all the time. So I'll be in a moment and he'll say it and I'll just like, I needed that in this moment. Exactly.
Who the fuck is this? I love you.
Exactly. Like even the most random text in the morning, like I was just thinking of you and I love you and like da da da.
I wish I had some powder right now.
But it wasn't until reading videos and understanding that's how people are different that I don't put it against him that's the way, that's just how he operates, and I appreciate that much more. But then he appreciates and understands that I physically have to say it, or it's like that thing where don't let anything left unsaid. Like going to sleep at night, you don't want to go sleep angry or let people know that you care for them.
Yeah.
So I have to tell him, otherwise I feel incomplete that you don't know my feelings towards you.
Yeah, you gotta verbalize it.
Yeah, otherwise I feel like I have a problem. I can't go to sleep.
I think it's that and a combination of I don't want anybody to ever misinterpret me, and I feel like you can misinterpret somebody's actions sometimes, but unless I blatantly state it, don't take it any other way other than how it was said.
Yeah.
Because like if I care about somebody, I want you to know I care about you, but if I never said I cared about you, then you know I don't care about you. I don't care if I'm being nice or not. It's just you're supposed to be nice to people. You feel me? Like, but some people take being nice as like, oh, they love me. No, I'm just being nice. Like that's why God put me here, to be a good human being to other people. My fault. I just like.
No, you good.
In my relationships, I'm not in a relationship, but like in my relationships, how has it affected it? Yeah, like I feel like communication is like a really big thing for me, and I don't really feel like I ever met my match on somebody that could communicate with me. I feel like I've had to dim my light a lot for other people and like put certain things to the back burner to like just be okay in a situation, and it's like for what? Like, because I feel like there's levels of myself and there's levels to other people, and I feel like if you can meet me on enough levels, I'm like, all right, cool, because nobody's ever gonna meet you on all levels, but or the way you want them to meet you on all levels. So I feel like a lot of the time I just kind of like took a step back on that, but like, yeah, I think nobody. And then the first person that ever like was expressive about it, like that shit, like it holds a lot of weight in my heart, because I'm like, but then if somebody says all the right things but acts all the way fucked up, it has me feeling fucked up, because that's the term for that is emotional abuse, by the way. If somebody like says things and then acts complete opposite, that's like categorized as emotional abuse, which is a real thing. But yeah, like I don't know, but words of affirmation, I feel like I give a lot of words of affirmation too, just because like I know how much I want to hear certain shit that I'm like, nah, let me say certain shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's all about the energy you give. You should get to receive that same energy back. You know what I mean? So that's definitely important.
And I like giving gifts, even though I don't really care to receive them. I like giving them because that's like my way of showing you like I went out my way to like get you something because I thought about you.
Yeah.
So
That's real.
I got a question for y'all about buying stuff for people. But as far as my
is there a limit? Like a rack? No.
What I'm saying is like if somebody buy you something, right, and you don't like it, or you're not gonna wear it, do you tell them? You're just supposed to be grateful.
You're supposed to be grateful.
But what happens if I'm not gonna? It's just not my style.
Then
do I tell you that, or do I just let it run?
I think it's
so
later on down the line. Yeah.
Tell them later.
I mean, like she said, it depends on the relationship. If I'm me being with my girl for 5 years now, I think I could tell her whether I like something or not.
I just ask, what do you want? Because I can't.
I'm not gonna play myself.
Yes,
I'm not gonna play myself. So before I get you a piece of like attire, any type, like sneaker, clothing, or whatever, I'm gonna look at where your style is. I'm gonna range it based on that, and I'm gonna make a hypothesis. You know, a smart hypothesis on that. I would never just flat out like try to get something and be so off. I feel like that's part of like them knowing you. Like if they get you something and it's not something you like, and I know this sounds fucked up, it's like you should know me enough to know what I like. You should pay enough attention to know what I like. If my favorite color is green and you get me like...
What if it's something they may like for you?
If they made it like, then that's like...
No, not made it, but what if it's something that they may like, but they feel like it'll...
Oh, like they like it for like a Kanye dressing up Kim type shit? Like, hey, change your wardrobe? Like, this is...
not forced. Like, say I decided to, go out and I'm just with my boys at the mall and I pick up something for my girl and I'll be like, you know what? I feel this will look nice on her.
But then it's up to how your relationship is, because then she might want to try and give it a chance to be like, oh, babe, I do like this, or babe, this might not be the thing, but I appreciate that you even thought of me in the moment.
Right.
But let's go.
Either way, you don't say that.
I feel like you've been there before.
No, actually, I have not.
No?
Babe has great taste.
Oh.
But either way, you don't say like, yo, fuck your gift.
Exactly.
You never say that. Yeah, right?
But the thing is, he'll push me, like, he'll get something different.
Okay.
Because his vibe is different than mine, but he'll still mesh the two together. So like, I see where you're coming from, and that'll take me out of my comfort zone.
Which goes to show he actually considers.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bay.
I feel like I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
So as far as my relationships,
Wait a minute.
don't lie.
Oh my God.
Like you had a hard time.
It just made me think that there's multiple people
You know what's funny?
in walk behind the rules.
Yeah, multiple
Not multiple people. It's like coming to terms that you actually are.
People exist.
You know what's funny? It was like I concentrated so hard to say it like right.
The right
it
way?
still came out like
Yeah.
a little stutter. It's cold. That's why it's cold. I'm shivering. So
Why
I
you can't bring it?
Well, whoever they are, I hope they're not watching.
Listen. Anyway, as far as me as a person goes, I feel like my 5 love languages doesn't affect my relationship because of the order that they're in, kinda, and it's already an expectation.
What was that first? What was your number one?
Acts of service. So people already expect you, oh, take me out, or let's go out. Like, that's already like a norm, I guess, in today's dating world.
Yeah.
Then physical touch, people always, I don't know, I feel like it doesn't affect me. I feel like I'm good, and this makes me normal enough to date.
Yeah.
Date. Yeah. Let's leave it there. There's just nowhere else we can go after this. And then as far as, I think if you bought me an ugly sweater, I need to tell you bought me an ugly sweater. I don't feel like that.
But would you be offended if they bought you an ugly sweater? Like that?
No, you just missed. It's cool to miss. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to explain?
I don't.
Like, how do you, like, it's more
I feel like, but I feel like if you don't pay, like, you should pay enough attention to know what's, like, that's how I feel. Like, for me, it's like, if you get me a gift that's so off the mark, it's like, I guess that's why I don't like gifts. Because if you get a gift that's so off the mark, to me, I take it more as, I'm not offended that you bought me something. I'm offended that I feel like you don't know me well enough to get me something that you knew
Like
I wouldn't.
that comes with time, because what if it's somebody you just started?
Oh, they just met.
And it could be the point of time in your life that you're at.
You're right. You're right.
So for me, I just feel like if you pull up and it's like I just feel like if I don't tell you, and then your expectation is to say like, oh, I bought him something fly, he ain't saying nothing about it, you're gonna expect me to wear it. And if I don't fuck with it, I'm not gonna wear it. So I need to tell you off the jump.
You evil.
Nah, why? It's the truth.
That's even. I think that's very kind. Then.
No, it is.
Think about if you bought Leanna some sneakers, and
She never
you
wear
like, yo, yeah, baby, and she like, oh my God, thank you so much, these shit is hot, and then she never wear them. You like,
She gonna wear them. She gonna wear them.
niggas PJ gonna be like, baby, you don't wear those.
Yeah.
PJ gonna have all other sneakers. It's only one pair. It's only one pair. She gonna be like, baby.
Could have found my shoes. What you talking about? It's right there, babe. No.
I sent all the other ones to the cleaners, baby. I was handling everything.
Make
Keeping
it
you
work.
fly. Keeping you fly.
Yeah, so I feel like you gotta let me know off rip because
Yeah. Is that an awkward conversation to have though?
It's awkward for me.
speaking about awkward
Yeah.
conversations, well, I'm gonna take this to where we going. How hard, not how hard, living with a partner or someone.
I don't think it's technically hard. I think you really get to know the individual. And
Okay.
I guess that's what kind of makes it difficult.
I feel like we too late if I'm getting to know you when you're already in my house. We in the problem.
But there's levels to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't live with somebody until I can completely afford to live by myself. And I don't need to be dependent on you because if this goes left, I need to be able to pick up and leave. Because you're moving into my space. Like,
Yeah.
space is important.
Like if I can't be like self-sufficient before moving in with somebody, then I feel like I failed myself. Because if I gotta rely on them for my space and I can't just pick up and go when I need to pick up and go, it's a problem.
What happens if I'm unhappy and then I'm here and I can't really afford to live by myself? And it's like,
You better go your ass in the other room and make it work.
see, that's the problem. So
Come back when you
for
make
me
it.
personally, being alone is important. I know people be like, but you in a living room. That should sound good, but it's like the freedom to like, I'll be sick dancing.
It's
I
all
don't
on the
know.
individuals. It's
But
all
you
on
feel
the
like you
people.
can't do that with your girl?
But sometimes you want to be alone and do that. You know what I mean? Like it's like you can be there and it's cool to be goofy with you.
We here.
Relationships.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be it's definitely difficult when you have relationships.
Listen,
You didn't change something.
but
Yeah.
listen,
Who's there?
relationships. Let me clarify this. Relationships is just people I have relations with.
But we talking about,
That's
a rapper.
we're talking about the main one. The,
No,
not the
click over here.
of different
No click over here. I had sexual relations.
Guys,
you know,
we
with
on the same team here. Let's
Yeah.
get over this hump together.
You
Come
would have took us
on.
out to eat. You would've said-
You gotta be like,
Hey,
nah,
we had
but
enough money.
so for
you know.
me, I meet people and they like live with their partners. And it's like, how long y'all been together? It's like a year and a half. And it's like,
That to me is crazy.
you're my man. Like, huh? But then you talk to them and it's like, oh, I'm trying to get away from my parents so that we're there and it was just easier to live together. But it's like, is it worth your peace of mind? You know what I mean? To live with a stranger. Like, me and my mother beef when we lived together. So imagine like living with a whole nother 20-something-year-old who don't know. And I don't have to necessarily, not respect, but it's like my mother, we be beefing, go watch this, we got a problem. So like another person, it's like crazy to me that people, and I meet people my age that live with their partners and I'm just like,
I don't think there's no necessarily age limit. Of course, you have to be adults or whatever. But I don't think there's like, it's all on the individuals themselves. Me and my girl moved in. Yeah, we moved in after so
shout out
many
me,
years.
shout out me. I made that happen for you.
Yeah, appreciate you. You definitely did. But no, I'm saying, yes, it was time that went by, but even so, I think we could have probably moved in even earlier.
So that's the question I was gonna bring up, which is like, when do you know it's time to move? Like, when do you feel like it's the right time to move in with somebody? Like, when did you know, like, yo, I want to live with this person?
Well, after I proposed, I just realized like I'm not gonna be engaged to somebody I'm not living with.
Well, I've heard this before.
What do you mean? Nah, I just felt like that.
No, not you. Like, he said that before.
Oh, babe?
Yeah.
What, like, if I propose to you, we gotta live together?
Yeah.
To me, that makes sense. What does it look like having my girl staying at her parents' house?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
If we could turn the camera,
Exactly.
it would be beautiful, but
Oh, that's funny. We never had this
You
conversation.
said everything I said, so continue.
please let them know.
Nah, I think that's the only way it makes sense, though. Seriously, because if like like I said, you're living at your parents' house or whatever, and I'm living at mine, and we have a ring on it, it's like you look like it's
Well,
back.
my
You
question
don't look
is,
backwards though.
It kind of.
It's not like you're gonna say I do and then still live in separate places.
That's what it feels like.
But I would hope
That's
the
what
minute
you're
you,
doing.
I would hope that the minute you propose to them, it's like
You're
like,
starting to do the building to be able to find a place to
Propose.
live together.
But
Not that you
like
have
the
to,
minute
like, once you propose.
I feel like at that point, like, you know that person well enough to propose, so you feel like you know that person well enough. Well, I already proposed, so it's like I'm not going to propose to anybody, just anybody. So like now I could like live with you because like I see you on that level.
this is my question.
I don't know.
How you know how she lived, though? Like that's
Right.
that's my biggest thing. Because if you coming from like living in a room and the rest of the house is someone else's, like your parents and your sister lives over here, like I need to know that you clean by yourself. Like, and you can't really go to a chick house to be like in there with her parents and all that. And if you can, you still are kind of confined to the room, and then everybody else has like a team effort of cleaning the house. So it's like, I need you to kind of live by yourself.
What are your
first.
habits? What are your healthy habits?
Like, I need to know, cause like I'm kind of clean. So it's like if you come into my shit and you about to just kick your shoes off and all that crazy, it's like
It smell a little in here. You know.
that's a piece. Like that's a piece of it. You know?
My thing is it goes from you spending time with them wherever they're living at. You can pick up on little things like that.
Yeah, you'll
Whether
be
they
able to
clean
know
or
the
not.
habits. You can tell if somebody dating.
But the freedom that you get when you in your crib, like she don't get freedom in her parents' crib. She just be like, now she coming to your spot where we kind of like fake split the rent and like my name is kind of on the lease. I'm coming in here kicking shit up. Like that's a different person.
Nah, I mean that's a conversation.
You gotta tell
Who gonna be like I'm dirty?
No, but that's
but you
start
gotta
to
set
pick
the
up on it.
rules for your house and how you guys choose to live together.
And you allow a person to slip up once or twice so you can correct them. This is what I don't like. This is what I do like. This
But you
is
trying to control me. What you gonna say?
you scaring me.
Yeah, I feel like it's a crime to help.
I feel like you
Like it's real,
You're not even what
I mean,
I want to get out now.
How many live in your house?
Because I've dealt with people who like they'll come over and then like I know their habits because when I get out of bed and I come back into the room, the bed is made because that's how she gives it up at her crib. You know what? Like she's cleaned in her house, so I already see it translating into my shit.
Yeah.
When she comes, yo, I'm just washing dishes. I say they dirty, whatever. So it's like, if I don't see that, I'm never gonna propose because I don't believe that now the switch is gonna flip and now you're gonna be cleaning up shit. I don't believe that.
So you don't believe people can grow?
I just think that we're creatures of habit, and if you're not
But
cleaning
habits
washing
can be
dishes,
broken though and change.
but you gotta wanna change them.
Well, yeah,
you gotta
but then
help
they
them.
might exactly. If you're in a partnership,
Okay.
they might want to do that effort for you because they want to keep that home together with you.
Okay, alright, so when I meet somebody who's dirty, I'm gonna just bring the yard out. That's what I mean, I'm gonna make
Get
everybody
it
clean.
together for Malik.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Get
make
it
everybody
together for
clean.
him.
I'm just saying, cause you know, people leave, like, do y'all make y'all bed every morning?
I do, but it was a habit. It was a habit I had to.
I'll be up at 5 a.m. like, yo, alarm goes off, pulling at the sheets like fucking bed. It got together.
But I
Like I
used
just
to
be
do it.
tired, but like it has
That's
to
what I'm
get
saying.
done.
But
I was younger, I didn't do it.
say do it, or did you just be like, yo, I'm
Nah,
gonna do this?
yeah.
One day I was like, I just really like how my bed looks made, and I just started making my bed,
Yeah.
and my room would be always in pristine.
So did you know that Leanna
Like-
was a good living partner before y'all lived together?
Yes, because she also had an apartment on her own. I had mine, so we kind of like stayed.
Oh, so you had the ability where she already lived by herself.
Yeah, she had.
See, that's a plus.
And she had
That's what
moved
you were
in
talking
with
about.
me
Yeah.
before we decided to go out. She moved in with me and my family, and we decided to go out and get our own place afterwards.
Gotcha.
So it was like, it was like a gradual process.
What was the first conversation like? Just look at the toothbrush. Like, how did you, like, come on.
I don't like. You already know I'm a lover boy, so
You just
I just
come
want
on
to be
with it,
around.
just-
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You use my finger if you need a toothbrush.
Oh, God,
You know what I'm
no.
saying? I get
No.
up in there. I get up in there.
What?
So
I was thinking
I'm
you meant
concerned
like
about her hygiene.
Yo, at first, when you first said that, I was thinking like the fingerprint to get in the door.
I already saw what I
You
was
gotta
doing.
take that shit. Nigga
No,
said to
brush
brush the teeth. What?
That's not the much.
Now I'm concerned about your healthy habits. You've definitely done that
You know
before.
what's
It's
crazy?
fine.
Your man, he like really clean.
No,
I
yeah.
believe it.
Like
Yeah.
kicks
Like-
off at the door.
But I believe if his toothbrush fell in the toilet that morning, he's for damn sure using his fingers to brush
It's another
his teeth.
toothbrush I gotta pick up after that. I'm done with that. Nah, but like I said, it's all about the individual. How about you? How do you feel about moving in with your significant partner? The goods and bads of it that you may see.
I only see the goods right now because I'm ready for that to happen. But
Sheesh.
there are no shots. The shots are on my part, so I'm trying to make sure I have the money. Okay. No, on the real, Bez asked me for years now to do it, but I want to make sure. No. It's making sure I'm financially stable so I can contribute to my part. I'm not making him pay for me and us together. Yeah, we chip in and we pay for each other for certain things, but like a whole apartment, I'm not gonna put all that on his head because I already know the stresses he has living on his own.
But is it? I'm not trying to steer the conversation another way, but is it really putting that much pressure on the opposite, on the person you're dealing with when they don't mind doing it?
I feel like it is. If they don't mind, then it's a different story. But me being me,
Nah,
You mind.
right, that's,
I mind.
that's the strength within you, and I respect that wholeheartedly. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you guys know.
Right to New York. Don't even try to play
But if you
yourself.
guys know you're gonna be together no matter what, I feel like there should be no issue.
here's the thing. It's different when it's like, okay, it's a month where you $200 short, somebody can pick up for somebody else. But if you physically don't have the income to see at least $1,000 to put to a place of living, it's not gonna happen.
No, I get what you're saying. On that.
So for me, it's like my parents aren't kicking me out of my crib. I'm kicking myself out of my crib because it's a thing for myself that I need to know I could do this on my own to prove to myself that I can get this done on my own. So I think it's the same mentality when it's like, like, yeah, Babe got my back and like he's here for that, but at the same time it's
I
like
have my own back.
I need to know I got my own back because if shit ever hits the fan, I taught myself never to get too comfortable. I don't care how comfortable I am.
Yeah.
Never make yourself too comfortable anywhere because nothing's forever. Shit could go left real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
You can hope it doesn't, but at the end of the day, we're forever growing. We're forever evolving. At any point, if we ever outgrow one another
No, what I
in
do
a
respect-
respectful way.
What I do respect about both of you guys, you're being considerate of your partners. Whether it's their pockets, whether it's who they are in general. But my thing is, I tend to battle with people who feel like they don't want to do something because of the effect it may have on, I guess, the relationship. But I don't think it's a real effect if you guys are genuinely wanting to be together no matter what.
No, I don't think it's gonna affect it if we move in together. I'm just like, my concern is the financial.
Yeah.
If financially, once my stuff builds up, I'm okay. Let's go.
Yeah,
be ready to go because I've been ready 2 years ago. But it's just
So
situational.
going back to what we was talking about with the engagement thing, what made y'all had that type of conversation? He doesn't want to move in together until you guys have a proposal, or
He would prefer if we live together first and then get engaged.
oh, that makes sense as well.
That makes sense.
But I'm just like, either way, it can
Love is
happen.
love.
I'm just ready for it to happen.
Nah, that's true.
So it doesn't matter because I come from the school of engaged, married, move in, have kids. So that's why I say I don't have a problem with if you get engaged and we're looking for the apartment and then we move in and then we get married
That's
versus move in, engagement, married. But either way, whichever way it happens, I'm fine with it happening that
Yeah, I
way
feel
as long as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys feel is the bad of moving in with somebody?
If you move in too quickly, if you dated for a month and then you move in together and you don't know anything and shit hit the fan.
I didn't really want to say something so bad.
The bad.
It's trash.
It's all bad.
I'm on my head.
The veins
Interdependency. Like you ladies alluded to earlier, you gotta be able to do it by yourself before you're gonna go and do it with someone else. And I stand firm on that because you'll stay longer in an unhappy relationship because you were codependent and can't afford this lifestyle anywhere else.
So let me ask you the question. You're with somebody, they get laid off their job. Then
I'm with you in what capacity?
we were together 3 years. But the person you're with, you're already together 3 years. They lose their job after 3 years.
Where you been living at before?
No, they was living with you. I'm talking about you guys are
No,
together.
it's not-
Y'all together.
Oh, you already put me in the
moved
situation.
in.
Yeah, you already
Oh,
moved in.
shit, you already put me there. Okay.
No, I'm saying y'all together and been living with each other for 3 years, and they lose their job. Now the income isn't coming. Do you still put pressure on them? They like some things you can't. Some things that never.
Wait, what do you mean?
No, yeah, of
But you
course.
don't get a job?
Yeah, of course,
Slack
of
while
course,
she's
yeah.
looking
I
for
put up the
a
slack
job.
'cause I don't want to be homeless, but
But what if
your time is ticking.
You know what I'm saying? What if picking up that
Yeah.
slack turning into 6 to 7 months?
Your
It ain't
time-
that easy to get
No,
jobs.
I said deadlines. Your
My
time
thing,
is
my thing is, time is ticking, but I gotta see you're putting forth effort.
You
I
gotta
can't
get
have
the job fairs and shit.
Yeah,
I need to see that.
I gotta see you walk out the crib like, yo, I'm gonna go try to be my best self today. Like, you
No,
know,
but I'm saying,
something.
but they don't get it in the time period that you got.
No, but that's fine, but you're trying. And it's not like you're home all day not taking care
Trying
of
to
the
take
crib. If you're
yourself
home and you're not taking care of the crib,
Yeah.
and I come home to a crib that's not taken care of and you got laid off, it's a problem.
Oh no, see, I respect that. I feel like with him, he's not even given that
The time
that
to
effort.
Trying is subjective. You know, how hard you really trying? This shit out there open 24 hours a day. I'm just saying, like, check cash in places 24 hours.
no,
That's fine.
it's hard to me.
No, it's hard to get a job. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that that's tough because you already put me in the living situation, so I can't really.
Clearly,
Yeah.
even with the scenario.
Listen, before we move in together though, like I need to know that you have money. Like I know shit turn left sometimes. So if we move in together, you have to have money saved up. Like this is not gonna be like we're clawing and scratching off day one. We need to move in comfortable, and if you're working, I'm working.
But you can never really plan on that. Because life brings you all type of situations. You know what I'm saying? What if a person, they have no choice but to move in with the individual just to stay, in ground, just to have someone.
So I can tell y'all about an experience. Maybe like I'm traumatized a little bit. So when I was like in college in Texas and shit, right? I met this chick, whatever. She was like, "Yo, I'm coming up there for the weekend. Can I stay with you?" I'm like, "Go 4 days, brother." It's the worst 4 days of my life.
Basing all this off 4 days?
No, but it's like
never get
it's not even that. It was just like
That's
every
the
time
episode.
I came back in the crib, she was there. Like,
where she said, "Asked to stay with you." Where do you think she's gonna be?
and then it's to the point where I had to like lie, like, "Yo, my man, I gotta drive him to like Houston, like some wild crazy," and then she had to leave. But it was just like, yo, like you're just like, and then like if you don't run on the same clock that I run, you impeding my process.
You grew up
So I'm waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and if you in bed, I'm gonna make the bed, but then I expect you to make the bed, but then if you don't, because you get up late, like it's just like.
Did you grow up with your sibling?
Nah, I do grow up though.
So do you feel like you're selfish?
I just like clean.
No, I'm saying you feel like you're selfish.
What do you mean selfish in what way?
Because, judging from you through all the episodes and your commentary,
This ongoing narrative.
it's like you'd rather be alone and you'll boot somebody out quick if things aren't going your way.
I was sent to Texas at 14, brother.
That ain't my question.
No, that's traumatized, man. I got detachment issue. Like
I feel like
my mother cut me quick.
I feel like you know what he was talking about last episode about no what is it your mom said?
No forsaken sheep.
Any sister, brother, whoever, I feel like that is embedded in his head. Mm-hmm. And if you are my partner and you're that forsaken sheep, sucks to be you.
Fucking up the play.
And it's like I think it's just like I don't want to excuse it, but it's definitely like deeply rooted.
This
like,
is what it is.
That's how it's
I'm gonna
embedded.
tell you what it is. When your mom, who birthed you, looks at you and says, from then on out, you can look at everybody and be like.
But that doesn't mean you necessarily have to be the same type.
But what I'm saying is that not that it's the same type of person, but it worked. It works. That's what it hasn't.
Does it though?
It does.
Now you mentioned at the hypothetical of moving in with.
No, but what I'm preaching is that you have to have money saved up, and I don't think rainy skies happen to the point where if you have $15,000 saved up and you have a job, there's no way that if it go left, it goes that left, unless we have spending issues. No, I'm not saying that shit doesn't happen, but
I've seen the complete far left. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand that side of it.
And then in that case, not that there's hedgeway, but then we have slack savings. We got slack to where it don't get too bad. But what I'm saying is that when you move in codependent, then that's when the problem starts.
That saving thing has to be established prior. I feel like
before we even go anywhere.
Yeah, like but your own personal shit, their own personal shit, and if y'all come to terms, depending on how serious it gets, like hey, like not that we need to have a joint savings, but
something to put emergency fund together.
Yeah, like just on behalf of you and on behalf of myself. If we're really investing in us, it's an investment in both of us. You know what I'm saying? What's good for me will essentially be good for you.
Maybe that part too. Like I do my homework. Like things that are important to me when I'm dating. Like I need to know that you save money. I need to know how you credit it. Like off, not even like 3 weeks.
Credit scores of
not credit score, but it's like you were scamming in your past. Like I need to know everything because that's a part of it. Like people have made decisions in college that they don't think like, yo, it'll affect me in the future. Yo, I hit a lick. I ran a little scam on my credit. Like you know what I mean? So it's like I need to know. Or you want it?
You still scared?
Okay. I left that life a long time ago.
I'm fucking
but
wow. You put that out there.
I got them kids, baby, half price. You know how I make it happen. But listen, it's just one of those things that it's like I do my homework. So like if I am in a 3-year relationship and we've moved in together, I know that there's savings. You're not in the negative because people are living crazy lives out here. Like not people out here fronting like it's all together.
Hood rich is a real concept.
Yeah, people are in the negatives and stuff.
Y'all know what hood rich is?
Yeah.
Hood rich? Y'all don't know what hood rich is? The concept of like looking like you got it. Like flyest outfit but $1 in your pocket. That's hood rich. Yeah. When you spend all your bread looking like you got it just to have no money in your pocket and you don't have it. Yeah. That's what they call hood rich because you never make it out the hood like
So like you guys said, like things happen, but it's like if I'm dating you, I know your spending habits. So things can happen, but I know, yo, Shorty X, I know that she saves $5,000 every check. And then there are people that are in my life that have $5,000. So I did that XYZ.
Yeah.
Wow. So listen,
They don't have names,
I know
they have
somebody
categories.
why. I know Shorty why she balls till she falls. Nails done every 2 weeks, hair done every 2 weeks. Like you balling. So I know when shit goes up for you, it's really gonna go left. The other one, I know you saving for the rainy day. But I've watched my mother in real estate who doesn't get a paycheck every 2 weeks for her whole life save for rainy days.
Wait, so I have a question.
So, yes.
Because you said, okay, you have, like, Shorty that takes care of herself is gonna hit her harder. And what if you're
But
saving
you're not taking care of yourself, you're balling to your fault. I didn't say get your hair.
Okay.
I didn't say
I'm
get
like,
your nails
you
done every
need to
2
have
weeks.
some type of maintenance, like, on yourself.
Yeah, but
like,
you don't need to get your nails done every 2 weeks. That's just like, that's a want more than like,
but if you can afford it, and you're saving for a rainy day, then you can do it. You can do both.
That's cool. And if that
I'm
works
just
for you,
saying,
it's all
like,
good.
what are we talking about?
You saw that? Copy.
It's been a week. I'm cringing.
So overall, as far as moving in with your significant other, I think that we all, I mean, I know I'm there, and I think that we all will eventually get to that space when you know, especially, you know,
I hope so.
Have you ever like been like, I'm about to leave this motherfucker?
honestly, no. I can honestly say I never thought about leaving.
Damn, who hurt you?
Yeah,
I'm just asking.
I feel like you've been through it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like you live with somebody and then like, I don't know, that's weird.
I devoted myself to doing it. So it's like, I know that it's gonna come with bads. I just gotta make the best.
Was it planned? Is it something that you sat with PJ by himself and was like, okay, this is the budget, this is how the apartment I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna get it. She can live it. Like, was it like that, or you just walking when they was like, listen, hey, babe, let's make it happen?
Like I said, we was already living together for maybe a year.
Okay.
So it's like, it ain't nothing different. We were living at home with my parents, my grandparents.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, we're living at home with my grandparents. It only should be better outside with our own space. You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna say, I think you plan somewhat. You're the over planner.
Yeah.
Like you're the I need every variable accounted for.
Yeah.
And then I just think at the end of the day, I'm gonna say it because Andre 3000 said it. You could plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. Because you could plan hard, left, right, whatever. And if you're always planning for some, I believe in structure. I believe in planning. I believe in all that. But yo, sometimes life really hits you. I'm not saying like you did some type of planning prior.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
at the end of the day, I go into it with the open mind as well. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So if I'm planning so
You don't have
hard to
a-
make
But
it
I
happen,
could do my no. But I feel the open mind thing. But there's an extent to you got to do your homework. Like
no, I get
there's
that.
I could get like anything could happen.
But like you
it's-
said, you plan so much that when it does fall, you'll be
You
so
might
frustrated.
spin it out of control.
Yeah.
No, because I know everything is necessary. So there's the other side of me that I know everything that is necessary. But I just feel like I have to do my due diligence. So my due diligence is, yo, what are your spending habits? Are you able to do this alone? Like it's not just I like you, you like me, love,
Yeah.
move in. Like
Yeah.
it's more than just like the way I feel about you.
I believe marriage
Because
is a business deal. I don't
It's
think
more than just, yo, you cute, I'm
just
cute.
I love you.
I mean, if
have fun.
If I had to go with my relationship, I'm not trying to exploit my girlfriend's business out there, but she's still a student in school, which means she doesn't have the opportunity to have a full-time job as I have right now. So I kind of take care of majority of the stuff because I'm actually finished. But once she's finished, once she gets there, I know that she's gonna bounce.
Then things fall.
Yeah, things will fall into her favor. So right now I'm helping her get there, and when she gets there, it's like you take care of me, I take care of us, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I just feel like the take.
Yeah,
I feel like
you want to find the right
I feel
person
like this-
that will
I have a
move
question.
forward.
I
I
have
just
a
feel like
question, because-
we expect like.
Cause he's investing in her growth, right? Cause she's showing that she is trying to grow and trying to make it somewhere. So it's like standing with somebody while they're struggling, and then the minute they make it, oh, you show up while they made it, not when they were struggling.
So I have a question for you. If she graduates, get a head coaching job at Duke, and be like, do you feel away? Or do you just be like...
I mean, in all
That's the way
reality,
life
I think
goes.
anybody would feel away.
But what I'm saying is that, do you regret, like, yo, I've been, like, do you bring that up? Do you come back and be like, yo, I've been paying this shit for like a year, now you just pick up it? Like, what I'm saying is that, that's like a part of it.
But my thing is this, why would I even be thinking about
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it happened,
You just been being a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not thinking about that, like
Beyonce,
that.
that? I'm not
end
thinking about that
downfall.
too much of a negative. Like, that's like going far.
maybe it's because at 24, I believe that people 23, 25, like we go with the wind. Like things change.
So you gotta
shit
stop.
happens and people pick up and go. So how could
We're
I
in a different
ask?
age bracket
how-
where we're
but I think
thinking
it
about
starts now, though.
seriousness and
But
settling down and.
You
think
and
it's- I
Naj,
think it's a
but you and
mentality.
Naj, don't you think
Yeah.
you guys started
I think it's a
now?
mentality.
Like Naj has done his research since my age to now be where he is.
We
now.
started younger than you.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying
But
is
that's just because that's our temperament. Not everybody's like that.
So what I'm saying is maybe the people that I've come across, that's not their temperament.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
And then people are, I just think 23, 24, that you are wilding. Like it is tough to be
And that- and that's-
budgeting
and
and
that's-
saving money and
And that's what you've been exposed to, right? Because I feel like I have a fair balance of like you're wilding, but also I have like enough people around me that are like on their shit, and enough
Yeah.
people around me that just be wilding. And depending on how I'm feeling that day, I'll
could be
go
wilding
either
on
way.
that shit, yeah.
But I never hold my age to where I'm standing in that situation. I never felt as 24 about to be 25 like I'm doing this dictated by my age. No, it's my mentality.
Yeah.
Like I was a teenager maneuvering like surpass my age because I knew like I wanted to grow. It's like a growth mindset. Like you gotta be on that. Like some people, and I'm pretty sure like I don't want to generalize, but it's like every weekend they go out, they want to party, they want to this, they want to that, and then they guilt you like, yo, you don't want to come out. That's not my priority right now.
Exactly.
Like I got goals I want to accomplish.
The best teacher is somebody else's experience, right? What I tend to do is I kind of pay attention to everything with everybody that goes on around me, and I really filtered it out to the point where it's like, you know what, hanging around this certain group of guys, all they want to do is party, being around amongst a bunch of girls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that life. I'd rather hang around people like Jess, who's in a relationship, like Naj, who I know that I could benefit from. If I see something that they're doing in a relationship that may benefit me, I'll steal that trait from them. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you as a person. So it goes back to moving in with somebody. If you feel that you're capable enough to either hold it down or talk to this person to go halfway with everything.
but aren't you setting a precedent there? Like aren't you like letting like you're
But that precedent is set throughout the relationship, so you know how.
but like what I'm saying is that like perfect example, like Leanna, let's say you pay, I'm not saying you do pay for the rent, but pay for the rent for the next 10 years. And then you'd be like, yo, man.
But then there's a conversation that they have to have, like, hey, okay, so you graduated.
But think about it.
Expecting this one thing from me.
No, it's not.
Communication stays and things change year to year, day to day.
Yeah, I feel
You
like
have to
in
figure
10
that out.
years, how I'm not obligated to be the same person I was today that I'm gonna be tomorrow. I'm not obligated. Whether I am, that's one thing, but if I don't want to be this person in the next year, I don't have to be. Obviously, like things in my core stay the same, but it's like in 10 years, if you do get tired of whatever you get tired of, that's a conversation to be had.
And you
you shouldn't expect.
to see these
I won't say 10 years. So how about 2 years? What happens if it's not the same person, but now you're codependent with this person, and now it's so much harder to break apart because all they're used to is you providing for them. So how much harder is that conversation since you haven't established, hey, I need you to be this kind of person in order to live with me? You see what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, I get that things change and people grow. What happens? But it's like, what happens if I'm just uncomfortable in my own household now and we've been codependent?
You articulate
have to say
that.
something.
You articulate that.
If you're not gonna say something,
Because
you
how
don't
this
feel
started is not what it is anymore. This shit was enjoyable and now it's becoming a chore.
And then-
So you articulate that.
So you
don't
articulate, I'm changing.
Where
and you're not.
did communication come in your love languages?
Like one of the top things.
So if it's one of the top things, then you should understand more than anybody that
I'm
you
the
have
first
to communicate.
No, I'm the first one to let you know I don't like you. No,
But
not literally, but
I
it's
believe
just
it though.
not.
Like,
Yeah.
Shorty X
Yeah.
is quiet.
there's
There's
nothing wrong with that though. That he is being honest about it. But I think you need to be more open-minded, bro. I think you just are stuck on if it's not going right, it's done.
Yeah. You have to deepen that level.
Just think that price of peace of mind, you know? Like, that's over anything. At the end of the day, the caskets don't come with bum beds. So it's like, at the end of the day, if you're messing up the one thing that's constant, which is me in this path, it's like, it will go on. Maybe that's because that's my mindset. It's like, yo, like my mom, perfect example, at 14. Like, yo,
So I have a
go
question.
that way.
I have a question.
Because you're just not on this path, and that's okay.
I have a question. You move in with the person, you lose your job, she's paying the rent, holding this shit down. Are you comfortable with her paying the rent for the whole situation while you get your shit together?
Am I comfortable with it?
Because you said if somebody loses their job and then can't pay rent, their portion of the rent, it's like time is ticking, right?
Yeah, so there's an effort. We agree.
Right. But what about you? When she's paying all the rent and now your clock is ticking. See,
exactly.
But what I'm saying is that today, the rainy day is already planned for.
Because you could.
That's the thing is that at 24 today, the rainy day is already planned for. So having nothing, you had culpability in that. You going to a point where you're at zero and somebody else literally has to provide everything for you, there's culpability on your end why you've gotten here. It didn't just wake up one day and everything was zero. It don't work like that. There's culpability there's tracks leading to how we got to you're completely codependent on someone. You don't wake up and it's zero. There's a point every single day that we see you slowly declining, and then it's like, oh shit, now I don't got a job, I don't got no money, please. But it wasn't just you woke up like that, or you was already like that. It was already that person, and then it just happened again. So that's what I'm saying is like, for you to say, Malik, when you have zero and the rent is not paid, that's Malik. That means Malik a year ago it was the problem. So it wasn't today, it was last year.
And that's why you look at it, so when the other person falls short,
because there's culpability. You don't just wake up and fall short. Unless you come home, your leg is gone. Unless it's something crazy, then I get it. But if you just like, I'm on zero. Well, zero didn't happen between today and yesterday. Zero happened starting from last year.
No, the points that you make are very valid points. Don't get me wrong. You like to see things ahead of time, and you like to stop it before it even gets worse than what it is. But at the end of the day, you also have to realize that reality happens. Things do happen no matter what.
And things switch in the moment.
In the moment, you never know
So
what
it's
is going to
about
happen.
having to be able to.
What I'm saying is that
deal with
what
that.
takes you to zero? That's what I'm saying.
About zero.
But that's
We're talking about like you were talking about in that situation of them switching roles back. Being able to have that conversation at the moment, say, hey, this is what's happening. How are we going to change this money-wise because I need a little bit of help. Just you being open to having that conversation.
But what I'm saying is that
I like the conversation, but I feel like we're diverging a little bit. It's turning into something else and less about
love languages.
more about money management.
yeah. Oh, that's the next episode.
I know, so let's
So moving in, I just think this is my final thoughts about the movie.
Okay.
You have to be vetted before we live together. Because I have to know how you want to affect my moods, because we're now being in a confined space, and I'm not going to want to leave my house every time we get into a fight. So if we fight, it has to just be like, we have regular fights. Like, I can go in the room, and you're going to leave me alone, not
And
continue
be passive aggressive.
not continue to poke the bear, like
Slam
that.
the door a little bit.
It's more than just like,
Throw Oreo
we can
at you.
afford to live together.
Here, bitch.
Yeah, so it's like,
Take your damn Oreo.
I don't intend to cut you off, but here's an interesting question. How do y'all go about talking to your significant other after you move in about things that get on your nerves or like?
I'm gonna know before we get there, Nas. That's what I've been preaching the whole episode.
No. But when you move in, there might be certain things that are underlying that will
That's
pop
why
up.
you live by yourself before you live with me.
Yeah, but now.
No. Now I live with you.
How do you address those issues? Because like I said.
So the only things that like
How do you
frustrate,
go about it?
like, Shorty X get mad when I jump out the shower and don't like,
Dry up.
yeah, I just like walk with the wet feet to the room. So she'll come be like, yo, she'll start making jokes about it, yo, like, this isn't a puddle. Like she'll just like keep doing it. So I guess like that's one way. And I consciously like now I'll be like, whatever. But I guess like that, but yeah, I don't know how to have a conversation. That's why I want you to live by yourself and I can come check your shit out.
Nah, I think in terms of that is it depends on what the situation is. If it's something that you feel like it's out of your control, like, well, that's not technically out of your control.
So like when y'all first lived together, you and Leanna, is she not as, like you're really clean? Is she that clean?
She's more of the organizer. Like I can
So it's a
clean
good
and still
balance.
have like a mess technically. I could clean and still have things spread out not where they're supposed to be. But she'll make sure like the spray bottles are in certain cabinets, the tissue goes here, the plates go there. Like I can clean. I like to make sure there's no dust, but she makes sure everything is organized, and that's why balance comes into play.
Gotcha. So she don't do nothing and you be like,
Nah, not really. If I had to say, the only issue we really do have is when the cats get out that damn litter box, she won't sweep that damn floor right away. That shit bothers me. I've been wanting to get the cats the broom, like, get this shit up, man.
so do you go in the room and be like,
Shaky,
I know you just saw that in there and walk by?
oh yeah, I'll definitely address that. Like, you just going to just walk by this bullshit and then she'll say, yeah.
It's cat shit.
And then I gotta clean it up anyway. What about you guys?
How would y'all bring it up?
How do you address the issues?
Just have that conversation and be like, I notice you do X, Y, Z. Now you gonna keep saying X, Y, Z.
Oh, you know
It's a
X, Y,
category.
Z?
Yeah.
You know all three?
Maybe.
Good.
But yeah, I noticed you do X. I would appreciate it if you did it this way versus this way. Because I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hate that you do this, because that's argumentative. I'm not an argumentative person.
But what if they disagree with how you want things done?
Well,
Like, yours not a big deal.
well, then you have to come to an understanding because you're sharing the space. You can't just tell a person get out. You shouldn't. It's going to be each person's area.
So I feel like
You say, here this bull go again? Get out!
my fault. You.
No.
We good? Okay, so I feel like if you want to articulate something, like I'm very communicative with people. If somebody doesn't agree with the way I do something, I would frame it in, out of respect for me, because you have respect for me, I would appreciate. I don't want to ever put a gun to somebody's head and be like, listen, you have to do this shit the way I said it, because realistically, I just feel like that's not my nature. Like, if I have to tell you to do it, I don't even want you to do it at this point, because if it's not nature for you to want to do it, and I feel like I'm nagging you to do some shit, it bothers me. But it's like, what if they're not aware, right?
Yeah.
So, I know you don't usually do shit like this. This is how I would appreciate it if it's done. And if they're like, well, I don't even want to try that, fuck you and fuck that, that's a whole other conversation. Because I know relationships are compromised. I'm gonna do a lot of shit I might not necessarily have thought about doing or wanted to necessarily do, but I know if it's gonna make that person's life easier, it's gonna make my life easier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm helping them, and helping them is gonna help me because I'm helping us.
I got a question on the flip side. What if you want to move into a place with your significant other, but they're not ready and they're not in the same boat as you? How does that affect the relationship?
We can't force somebody to be ready.
Yeah, like you can't. But then I haven't, as somebody who's like even there, because I haven't even made it that far. So like I wouldn't even know.
What about you then? Like what if the female you're dealing with wants to move in and you're like, nah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah. Or vice versa.
I just, like I'm gonna have a reason. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm just not ready to combine my life with yours. Like
That
I'm
person has to be okay with.
yeah, I'm okay to say that. But this is the thing, and this is why I see what you're saying.
But what if-
Because people go through something and like my parents kicked me out, but I gotta live with you. I'm just looking at you like, listen, we're not. I don't feel like see how your face go. I'll look at you and be like, listen.
This your girl, and you just like you
Listen,
don't even have
bro,
crash for a little
listen,
bit.
bro, this is gonna be the demise
You
of
like
our
that's
relationship.
tough.
You living here is
And,
gonna be the demise of our relationship, and then we live here for no reason, and then we gonna be mad at each other, and this ain't gonna work.
Fucking done.
Alright, let's take a step back a little bit. How about just back to like how we're talking about going about telling people things. Let's focus on responsibilities and like I guess you can call it chores or whatever. How do you divvy those up? How do you arrive at the
I was gonna say
I
something
think go based on people's
crazy.
strengths.
Huh?
Go on people's strengths. Like how Peter's talking about his fiance is organizer. I would be the organizer in our apartment because I like when spices are here, plates are here, things look properly aligned. They're aesthetically pleasing because that makes me happy. When everything is in their right place. I know you like to broom and mop and stuff like that, so we can do that together. But I'd gladly take over the organization because that's my shit.
It's an understanding.
Yeah, of what each person does better than the other person.
And I feel like
That would be
time,
perfect.
like who has the time, right? Because like if I'm gone all day, but you had all the time in the world to be in the crib, don't wait for me to come home to like, if I'm the broomer to pick up a broom. If you was home all day and I wasn't, pick up a broom.
Yeah.
It's like, don't get so tied on the idea that this is her chore, that is my chore. No, because if you're here,
Just
hold
help.
it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm there to hold it down because I'm gonna have to pick up that when you're not around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying, but I mean, I can only speak from my experience. But it's weird with us. It's like I don't care if I'm coming home late at night. Hold off on that broom and let me do it when I get home. And she's the same way. Like she don't trust my cooking, so she's like, nah, I'd rather wait till I get home, no matter what time it is. So it's like it goes back to what I was just saying. You see people's strength within time, so you know what you're good at. You know what you bring to this relationship, and I think that comes with the conversation too. Like, you're better at this, so I'll wait till you because. I get frustrated when she do want to mop. Like, nah, like you gotta put the soap down a certain way. Like I'm weird like that. So I think
OCD. You valid though.
Yeah, it is.
I'm weird like that. Weird. OCD.
Nah, it's not. But that
I'm over here like, oh, it's a clean floor. You're like, you didn't do it this this way. She went that way.
And it's,
Okay,
it's so
Miyagi, you got it. Like,
nah, it does bring a lot of frustration, but it all boils down to communication. Every bit of it. You know what I mean? So
I feel like as long as everything gets done and everybody feels okay with their
You know what it even-
situation, then
you know, even more so what it comes down to? Understanding people.
So
I'm done. Funny joke in the day over.
for me,
I got fired out.
allocating responsibilities, hypothetically, I'm gonna be honest. Full disclosure.
It's all hypothetical.
yeah.
It's all been hypothetical.
I've had a cleaning lady since I was like 8, so I've never like.
You had a cleaning lady?
Yeah, there's a little Dominican lady who comes and cleans my house. Shout out to Nadia, you're great. But
And he got the audacity
no,
to be
it's
like,
7.
bitch.
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even if we live together, right? I just think like we should go.
That's my cleaning lady. It's not our cleaning
No,
lady.
we could
clean your
come
part.
on, shit. Yeah, get a clean lady. We don't even gotta talk about this. Like,
But you gotta understand,
Nah,
even
I'm
with
not
that being
popping
said,
that
that brings strength into a relationship itself. Like you might want to clean with your girl. That's a bond. See, my thing is you just rather pay, get out the way. I don't even.
we
think
could go out and bond while the house is cleaned up together.
Like, we could go see some shit somewhere and then
Yeah.
And then singing with the
and a
mop.
clean crib when you come back home. Even better.
PJ be in his crib singing with the mop and shit.
Yeah.
I see
I'll
that.
be right with you.
Yeah.
I did it. It's crazy. That's how boarding school we used to have deep clean Sundays. So the whole house used to be cleaning at the same time. So I get it, but it's like if we gotta go into like the allocation of responsibilities, we've gone too far. It's not even this deep. We just need the house clean. Like it don't even need to
I mean,
be.
we're not
like-
talking about like roommate type deal where it's like you clean this day and I clean this day. It's like
But that's how I feel.
stuff
Because
has
like
to
let's
get
say
done. Let's
with our
do it together.
lifestyles, we'll say like ideally I'm aiming to be in the 10. So they work a lot. We're not gonna be home that much. So it's like, are you just gonna feel the need to always clean, or are you gonna want me to clean when I go after my long day? So it's like you looking at me and being like, yo, but it's I understand that you already been here, or like you said, yo, just help out. But it's like, yo, I'm tired. Like I don't want to clean, and you feel the way. So it's just like there are things that it's just like that will make life easier. So it's not like
What do you
really.
mean you don't want to clean after a long day, or like you just had a day off and you don't want to clean anyway?
Yeah, both.
Both.
Because it's like.
Then hire the cleaner lady.
Yeah,
That's
then that's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
like if that works, yeah, like as long as something's clean when they come back.
Mr. Yagi over there.
Yeah. Show you how to that floor.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's definitely difficult, and I can't sit back and act like we've never had bad days living together. Like it's a lot of things that may bother, and there's a lot of things that I've learned we keep to ourselves as well, because we're like, you know what, we've accepted like this is who you are, no matter what, and vice versa.
And this is what I fear, and I go through this a little bit already, and it's like not an expectation, but like when you tell somebody something enough times, then they feel like they're walking on eggshells. Because they're like, yo, I can't do nothing right.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want me to lie and act like everything's okay, or do you actually want me to tell you? So I get what you're kind of saying now, is like in terms of like communicating something to somebody, and like if they don't get it right the first time, you tell them again and then again, like that. So we're saying like communication, like it's like nothing but a motherfucker look at you like motherfucker, do it yourself.
But can they feel open enough to communicate that back to you? Do they feel shut down to communicate that back?
Yeah, but you
Are you
Excited.
open? Are you
Only
receptive to your criticism as
But
well?
like if you come to me and say, yo Malik, I don't like that you wet the floor when you get out the shower, and I continue to do it because I don't see a problem with it.
It's
How many times you gonna tell me before you like motherfucker? Like, I get it, we're all evolved and we all can like communicate, I get it. But then there's a point where you're looking at this person like, yo, what's up?
But like you said all the time, we're creatures of habit. You may really forget that this is
you're doing it.
You're even doing it. It may not even play a part in your mind, but that person feels disrespected.
Do you still do it?
You said earlier you changed your
I
ways.
try.
Like your
Like
ways.
when I think of it, it's like I'm not like an asshole. Like, haha. Like,
Well,
That's not a relationship. Exactly.
like
Slide in there.
So this is the thing: is that this person, I see this person twice a week. So I may have not done it all 5 days, and then the 2 days you get, it just happens to happen. Like,
So it's an act.
but it's still
Yeah.
something that plays on your mind.
yeah, I don't know.
Subconsciously, he's just like, fuck your shit.
Because you think about it after it's done, right?
No, I don't. Until you bring it up, I don't really do.
So
Well, you brought it up because we didn't know.
I'm just saying that was the thing that we were saying about like something that.
That's what I'm saying. So if you feel that this person is bothered by something you're doing and you continue to do it, do they still address you on it?
Yeah, like subliminal jokes.
But that's their way of coping now because they're just gonna rather rag on you.
So how
than,
much
like,
how
curse
much
you
of
out.
life with someone is coping? How many times do I cope to
Now
be
look,
like I'm
now look,
happy now?
now look, you just
I'm
said-
giving up enough and
We
you
shouldn't
know,
get to that extent where you're completely unhappy.
You said this person jokes about it now, right?
not literally, but they'll be like, yo,
Clearly, they've adjusted to who you are. They
they ain't got no choice in my house.
Huh?
It's a full therapy session.
Yeah.
But this is the thing is that what is the compromise when we leave my house? So there's no compromise.
No, I'm saying eventually that's what relationships.
Yeah,
Got you. I got you.
that's the basis.
I'm not compromising shit.
But you know the way I would live, the bathroom gonna have the long. I'm gonna hook it up though. And you ain't never gonna have
It
that.
look like you're gonna have like two separate wings, one for your
We
girl,
gonna
one
make
for
it-
your
that's
self.
what it's
Like
gotta
y'all be
be.
in the middle when y'all want to see each other, but then
Y'all both
like,
got a twin bed. and
exactly, yeah.
And a
It's
share.
gonna take somebody a long time.
Oh,
to understand
somebody,
you,
like,
right?
Real particular.
Baby,
That's probably number like Z
baby,
minus.
disclaimer, I've been hurt, baby. I've
That's
been
an
hurt.
interesting question. Like, you have all these criteria for your
I'm a piece of shit.
I like
dog.
that.
Look at that, I'm a piece of shit.
I like that.
I'm a piece of shit.
and it seems like it's very focused on like planning and like finances and stuff like that. So what if you come across an individual who has similar type of criteria, but like on a different kind of target on your life that you might be lacking in?
Yeah, someone sat on my couch the other day and was just like, yo, all that planning shit is cool, but like, when are you gonna like live life and jump out of a plane and go on to a different country? Like, where's the looseness in like life? Like,
So
you know
how
what I
do you,
mean?
how do you take that kind of like?
I was just like, yeah, you're right. But I prefer the safety net, and I just feel like the risk to reward factor. And she was just like, what happens if you die tomorrow and you've been like saving money and it all goes
And not touching.
straight up? And it's just like, yo, that's cool. But then I look at it like, well, then
So I'll hit the rebuttal with that. Like, in terms of, I don't look at all the work and effort I put into stuff. Like, yeah, I might be drained at the end of the day, but like, I love what I do. So I don't look at, if I look at waking up every day and going to do my job and I feel miserable doing that, then I already fucked up life, right? That I feel like, yo, I don't enjoy any of my days up until I go on vacation for 3 days and then like go back to slaving and hate this shit. I feel like it has to start with like doing something you love, and like, not that doing something you love isn't tiring or it's, or whatever, like it comes with its own like bumps in the road, but I feel like that's when you feel like you're missing out on shit. Or like you're not working towards something, you feel like you're missing out on shit. I never feel like all the hard work and effort I put towards something is me missing out because I know I'm working towards something. You feel me? But like when I'm on vacation, I go extra hard because I'm like, I'm gonna work this hard, I'm gonna play that hard. Like,
But
it's
he's
just,
not playing, so the girl's trying to get some play in his life.
yeah, she was just like,
Yeah.
yo.
I think it all comes with discovering yourself.
you
too,
played
because
yourself.
I can go on
That's what you
vacation
get.
and still have more fun hanging at home with the family. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you define.
So she wasn't saying vacation, but she was just like, when are you gonna open the oyster of the world? Like when, not even just vacation. Vacation is like,
period.
vacation is an escape.
Yeah.
She's like, when are you gonna go and live?
My question is like, say for instance, you're in a relationship with a person who has that kind of mindset, and you're at that point where you're thinking about moving in together. How do you address those things about yourself moving forward if you wanted to succeed in like this cohabitating?
So you're saying like she's the one to jump out of plane to go to the country and
Not necessarily just
She's the yin to
like,
your yang.
these are your criticism towards her, but these are her criticisms towards you, type of thing. How do you?
So it annoys her that you're so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
and you can't get out of it and do like a
And you
secret.
actively want the relationship to work because you want to move.
So then,
Exactly.
me paying attention in my psychology class, what this tells me is that we are actually with each other because we not are jealous, but we admire what the other can't do. So I'm with her because of that, and she's with me because of my 1, 2, 3, even though we don't know that. But for me, it's just like I talk, so I'll tell you shit. Like so I'll be like, yo, listen, this, and this. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, before the movie, like, that's a big thing to me. And, like, this time, I was really excited when we planned this, because I was like, this is, like, huge, because it's, like, combining your life with someone, and it's just, like, if it ain't right, I will not do it. Like, I'd rather just be like, you come see me, I'll come see you.
So what's the point of that if you're not gonna move on and develop something else with the person? If you're just like, I like you, but I don't ever want you in my space. So where does that go? Is she just like a number 8?
Compromise. No, it's just compromise. Maybe that we can live together, but we gotta get a 3-bedroom because we gotta sleep separately. Like, it's cool. Like, I'm not saying I have this cookie cutter, we gotta go to sleep at 8, wake up at 7. Like, it's not like that, but it's like, the lifestyles have to be similar.
Yeah.
Like I have dated people who, like they'll stay at my house and then they'll lay in bed till 12:30, and I'm just like, I've been up for 4 hours, and they're like, I've been trying to make my bed, and you like,
yo.
you like, and it's like you gotta know that before you move in with somebody because that is gonna bother you, and you can front like it doesn't, but in year 17. You're gonna be like, my nigga.
I think I'm answering your question though, related to like not so much the living part, but the like how do you compromise like certain qualities about your like life, like the vacationing and the this and the that. My dad doesn't do vacations at all. My mom is like, I want to go on vacation. He's like, you could go have a good time. I just don't want to go. And if you're okay with that, that's where it ends up. You feel me? Like I feel like it could be that or.
You guys know of any successful relationships where people aren't living together?
Wait, what?
Like
I'm sorry.
I have a friend that is married. But
Yeah.
They live separate.
her husband they don't live together.
So like my kind of
The reason
plan.
behind that.
Oh well, I can only.
This is all he's been advocating
Yeah.
for.
So why you say that at the beginning of it? We can just call him.
Nah, it's funny, but they kind of met later on in life. Like they're both maybe like 50 and better.
Also, they already had their
Yeah.
stuff established, so
Exactly.
it's too hard to like. That's different.
No, that's what it need to be.
Okay, but that's not like someone young growing up with a person. This is they probably.
But why at 26 we can't live
50-something.
separate and have our own shit? It just
Because if I want
But
to
you
turn
still have
around,
the time to do it. He's talking about somebody that's already building. She has her house as her property. He has that, and they're not gonna like. I'm gonna dissolve my stuff so we can come over.
I feel like the sense of urgency is more when you're in your 20s. Like if I can't turn around, then you're there, and like I could have you physically be there. Like if I'm commuting for you to physically be there at 50 years old, it might bother you less than when you're 20 and
They
you're like,
already established, so they're like, I'm fine sleeping by myself because
Yeah.
I've slept by myself for 50 years.
I'm
So,
gonna
like,
change the tide because that's what I'm shooting for. I'm advocating for that. I need that's okay. Like I'm cool
I
with
cannot
that.
live with my.
At
How many
25.
how many people got that at 25?
Exactly.
You gotta fuck with people on your level.
In the state of America and
I know, and I know it's tough, but
To get a whole mortgage,
But then-
2 different houses, 2 different everything.
So you gonna meet up with like what's the likelihood of you? 20,
That's slim pickings.
4. How old am I?
25.
24. I'm 24.
He's 24.
25-year-old who has their own home, their whatever their property, they're well established. What are the likelihoods of that?
Not
And
being
they-
given
and then,
from
like,
mommy dad
that's
like
their shit.
herself. She got it.
They on their P's and Q's, everything.
You don't gotta have it, but you gotta have the work ethic to go get it.
Now we saying she
That's a
had it
different
already.
thing.
That's different.
You
You saying she had it already. Y'all can have y'all 2 houses right now.
That's why I don't plan to live with nobody till I'm like 30. I ain't gonna live with you until I'm 20.
But even at 30.
Exactly.
But at 30, there's no excuse. You know, unless you're telling me I just got like me. Maybe at 30, I just got out of law school. You know, so I get like circumstances, but it's like if you just 30, like chilling.
No, I'm not saying just
No,
chilling,
I'm not
just,
chilling,
like
but just don't have that.
owning property and owning. Because there's a lot of people who are like 30 plus, they don't actually own.
But if you're 30 and plus,
They have money, they have good jobs and shit like that. but
this is my
it's
thing.
like-
At 30 plus, then you didn't want to do it at 21. That's what no. If you at 21 established, I want to own property in 9 years, and you're not a piece of shit like you work and like want to get it together, I don't think there's an excuse. Unless you're gonna say like happens, then yeah, of course. But then if life happened, you got 100,000 saved. Like there's, like I said, there's an effort to go buy property. Like me, since 16. Yo, we're not gonna rent. Like we don't really do the renting. Like we're gonna that's putting another person through college. Like you renting is putting the guy who owns the building through his children through college. So the idea is like you want to go and own something, but I've thought about that since I was 18. So at 30, 35, I'm like, if I did something wrong. But you have to find somebody with that mentality. And if you don't have the mentality, I can't have an expectation of you at 35 to be like, why you don't own nothing? No, that just wasn't your life. But if I know that's what I'm looking for, there are people out there that are seeking to own property. So, you know, like it's...
I understand that. What I'm saying is the likelihood of meeting someone who already has that. Because I'm comparing it to what you were saying, like these 50-year-olds, they already had this shit, and you were like, yeah, that's ideal. That's how it should be right now.
Yeah, so have your shit, you don't necessarily have to own property, but you can like...
But that was the question at hand.
I agree with
Owning
mentality.
stuff, yeah.
But I'm looking at like the reality of actually like owning it.
Okay,
At
so
that point in time.
okay, this is the thing. So it's like when I'm saying that's the idea. What I mean is like, it's okay to be separate. So I'm not saying have your own shit like you have to own something. No. You can have your own shit and just, you live in a rental, you got the whole little hookup paying $850 for the last 10 years, whatever your setup is, however you putting it together.
You're saying
As long as we not codependent, not as long as we not, but it's like, it's okay not to be codependent in a living situation. Like we can be codependent emotionally, physically, that's cool, but it's like, we don't have to like live together.
I feel like sometimes that's worse though.
Which is why
Codependent
three
with
bedroom.
Emotionally.
We can get the 3-bedroom.
Here's a
Nah, you can live over there, I can live over here.
Exactly.
I'm just like, he had snoring problems. I was gonna say like in boarding school, there was this couple and they slept in separate beds, but he had snoring problems. So that don't count.
Sleeping in a separate bed.
Yo, if you have night terrors,
Oh, that's a whole nother.
I have a friend that has night terrors. Yo, never slept in her crib. Get the fuck out of here.
So, like I said, I just
You
think
wake up in the middle of the night.
the idea is you just gotta be,
Sorry.
independent before combining your life with someone else. Like you gotta be able to juggle your cell phone bill, your rent, your wanting to go out. Like I don't need to help you live your lifestyle. When you get here, you need to be able to provide for your lifestyle, and I need to provide for my lifestyle, and then we can make this work.
What I will say is you give it time before you do make that decision. Make sure you do get to know this person, but understanding that things can go left. That's all I'm saying. Understanding that things may not
What I'm saying is that, what is this left? Tell me the left.
It's a million and one things that you can say that, and within I'm talking about in the negative aspect that can happen. You know, to get in that.
But that'll put you on E. That's what I'm
We're not saying on E, we saying probably like a half gallon.
But you could get at a half gallon, and as long as we had a half gallon, we can make that work. Throw a little water.
Be comfortable with the half gallon.
But my whole thing to you is, even if we do go and eat, I'm not gonna leave you.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna help
You ain't got no choice. You want to eat? What you ain't going? You need me.
No, I'm saying he's not gonna leave the
He's saying
person
if you're on E.
If I'm on E, but this is what I'm saying though. I may leave that person because E doesn't take 24 hours. E is from last year. And me, as I'm paying attention, that means you've been lying to me because I need to know. I need to know that we almost on E. And if I didn't pick up that we almost on E.
He said she been gambling on the side and that's how she
losing it. Like
She got homeboy X, Y, and Z, and that's why you can't afford me anymore.
I know you're lying.
gotta be like.
that's a conversation you will have.
Yeah.
On the next episode,
Like you don't wake up and be like, I have zero. Like imagine if Leanna came to you and been like, yo, PJ, I have $0. You would look at her and be like,
Oh no, I'm definitely.
how?
No, be like, that's crazy, but we still in this together.
No. We're not in this
That's
together.
gonna be his wife.
Can I say something?
you,
though?
why you raise this hand?
That's a question.
I got something to say.
I'm questioning.
But if you come to me
You're already talking.
zero, I'm gonna look at you and be like, you have been dishonest. Because where did you get zero from?
But then it's up to you to decide if that's worth continuing to support the person. What he's saying is that in that relationship, you gotta still be in it.
But why I gotta still, what is that? I gotta
Because
still
you're
be.
on that way of fiance marriage road.
But you ain't feel like that when you was
partner.
blowing it. You didn't feel like lifetime house. You didn't feel like that. You was.
Even after.
We're not saying that.
Even after like you're married, you've been together for like, I don't know, 5-10 years. And they come
And you come to me on E?
Yeah.
And I didn't know until
You
today.
did not know.
I'm out.
Yes.
No gas.
You're
I'm
out.
out.
Just
You're not
divorce and
gonna-
everything?
Peace.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the mind. You don't think like it. And it's cool. It's just not for me.
But that can't be the basis on which
Opportunity.
the marriage
She was
like
able to get all this
dissolves.
shit past you.
Say that again?
She was able to get all this shit past you.
Yeah, I'm slacking. I'm on my game
Missing
too.
an opportunity.
This is what I'm
You
saying.
gotta-
We don't need to,
Finesse.
because, like I said, if you come to me on E, shit is.
But then to dissolve a whole marriage because of that, like nothing else matters besides the fact that this person now has nothing, no assets, no.
But what I'm
money
saying is
to
that
pay.
you're saying this person has nothing, like, it disappeared. It didn't go like that.
I'm sorry.
You have culpability and you having nothing. There's a piece of Malik that played a part in me coming to PJ and be like, baby daddy, I don't got nothing. That's how you get a badge right there.
On this week's episode of Understand.
We still trying to understand Malik.
I'm just saying, like, you can't come to me and be like, I got zero. And it's like, you 30? Like, I can get that 20.
So what Malik
if you're
would want,
21 and you be like, yo, mom, I have like I get it.
what
Like,
Malik would want is if you have $1, come to him and just be like, yo, I got $1.
I got money. Come,
I
be
got
honest.
I got 0.
Be honest. Be like, yo, when I get my dollars, I save 30%. I stash. I spend the rest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people are creatures of habit. And you don't just wake up and have 0. It don't just. And if it did just happen like that, you need to have a really good story. Like, you need to be like play by play.
I had an edible.
I went here. And that's the end of the episode. I had an edible.
I saw the light.
I saw the light.
They took his money.
Yeah. Imagine if somebody came up with that story. Baby, I had an edible. They took everything. I was just high.
First of all, what kind of edibles are you?
Can I have some?
You have me more.
Yeah, guys. So, just don't be on 0.
All right, any suitors for Malik, just don't be on 0.
Just don't be on
Yeah,
0.
0. Don't come to, no. Matter of fact, don't come to me on 0. Come to me at 50 or 25 and be like, yo, listen, it got out of control and I'm trying to stop the bleeding. Don't bleed out and then be like, yo, I need your help. It don't work like that.
I know, I understand that.
We went to money, which is gonna be on our next week episode.
Yeah.
But I would like to say, I'm a full supporter of moving in with your significant other. I think the ladies on my side, you never gonna.
I'm on your side as long as you can afford to live by yourself. But you need to live with me.
He doesn't believe in help.
I know I believe in help. The government got Section 8.
That's what I said, you gonna cancel everything. Yeah.
Just
He's not trying to pick up any
Cancel that
fights.
shit.
Yeah.
Nah, you know, you need a little school money or something. I got you.
A little. Yeah.
So big with the quarters and shit.
Ow.
Oh man,
Well, that was a good one.
we learned a lot today.
We learned a lot about Malik, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Shout
Can we just make this show understanding Malik, not understanding people?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
Levels.
shout out X, Y, and Z.
And cut.